So I wrote this 10 generation legacy challenge called the Very Veggie Legacy, and in it, each generation is a different vegetable theme, and saying it out loud like that makes me feel a little bit ridiculous, but I think the fact that it's so silly is what makes it fun. I'm kind of considering it soft launch because I'm still playtesting through all of the rules. It's done and it works, and I think that it's good. I just kind of want to reserve the right to change some things in case I decide they're boring once I get to it in my own playthrough, but I will link those rules down below for you in case you wanted to go and play it yourself. I'm also currently playing it over on my Twitch channel, so I'll link both my Twitch channel but also my second YouTube channel where I post all of my live streams down below as well. But I'm sorry, I'm not here to plug my other stuff. I'm here because I want to build a house for Very Veggie. The first generation is broccoli themed, and the whole thing is that you're an artist who runs a small business. The sim has the creative, art lover, and high maintenance traits. You have the knitting aspiration, and you have to achieve a 5-star business, max the wellness skill, and then also max 3 additional artistic skills of your choice. I kind of tried to leave it a little bit open-ended to give you some wiggle room to pick what kind of artist you want to be. So that wording of artistic skills could really mean anything. You could be a flower arranger, you could be into pottery, you could be into baking. Like, I think all of that sort of counts as art. I also have a base game version of this written at the bottom of the tab in case you don't have any packs and you want to try and play it with just the base game. But for our purposes, I'm gonna build a house using businesses and hobbies, spa day, and nifty knitting, because those are the 3 that are required for the first gen. So in this legacy, there aren't really specific rules about how your sim has to look, how you have to dress, what your house has to look like. But for me personally, I think it's really fun to really commit to the color theme of each generation. So on the broccoli gen, my sim wears only green and the entire house is going to be only green everywhere. And I think I'm gonna build it in Nordhofen just because we don't have a lot of other options of places that we can live with only these packs installed. And I'll probably build it over here where this default starter home is, but I'm gonna bulldoze that lot and make my own. And I'm actually gonna try to make this with a pretty low budget. I'm gonna give myself like 15,000 simoleons because it is a legacy challenge, and in this legacy, it's very rags to riches coded. So you start out with 0 simoleons in the beginning. So to work your way up to a big business actually takes some time. So I was kind of picturing that we would have a small business section on the ground floor and then an apartment for us to live in upstairs. But even just doing that, I'm a little bit nervous about how the pricing is gonna go. I just really want this build to be playable. Like, my goal is for this to be super usable for people that are playing the challenge. And in the challenge, you have no money. So we're kind of stuck with that constraint. Let's make it about this wide. Okay, and then downstairs, and then we should do it like this where I have the staircase and a bathroom downstairs so we can access our house. And then we might have to share this bathroom with the customers. We might have to have just one bathroom for everybody. Okay, we can do the staircase like this. We can delete the underside of it so we can save some money. Well, I guess I can extend the bathroom. If we're gonna share with customers, we can make this pretty big. I'll probably delete this. Oh no. Oh, I have no idea how we're gonna pull this off. Okay, so I think we need to have at least 2 bedrooms upstairs. I think that's a necessity. If it's gonna be a legacy house, it has to be practical for like actual legacy family gameplay, and that includes having bedrooms. I make it a little bit bigger. It's just so small. It could be like this. We could have the kitchen like wrap around this corner. There could be a dining table and a small living room, or maybe not. You know what? Let's make it even smaller. The primary bedroom can still be right here. This is painful. This is gonna be really hard. We also need to use all green with the wallpapers and everything, which is actually not that easy for us to do. I like this businesses and hobbies dark green wallpaper maybe as an accent color upstairs, and I think it would be okay if we used brick. We can have like a mixture of brick and green. That's horrible. It looks really bad. Okay, it needs to be kind of modern, I think, the shape of this place. I'm actually kind of picturing a bunch of black with the dark green, and then we can use like this door. This is businesses and hobbies, and we have these really nice businesses and hobbies windows that we can use too. Maybe we could get the 3 little ones up there and then this big one down here. We can kind of keep it simple in the back like this somehow. I don't even think I can afford to have this. Of course it's clipping so much too. Maybe we could just have the one piece above the front door. Is that 200? Oh my god, this game hurts me. Do you think I can afford to have this trim around the outside? I really would like to. I understand it's not super practical. I also kind of want to have like maybe some kind of small bump out. Maybe not. Okay, maybe the whole thing could just be flat then. Let's get like a small covered outdoor space. Something like this. Then we can do some debug so that we can have some fence or something somehow, because it needs to continue onward. Like, it needs to go around the side of the lot. I think that's really important. Maybe this whole thing should be painted like the whole ground. We can do our grass like in that area. See, this is the thing, right? It's a starter home. Seems like it would be simple. No, it's not. It's not simple. Let's get into the debug from businesses and hobbies because I'm gonna need a lot of it. See, this stuff actually works pretty well. This is like base game super plain debug though. Oh, that's the perfect size. What the heck? So is that? Oh my God, it's like magic. How did that work out so well? Okay, well, that's a miracle. So we have that now. That'll look really good together. Okay, this is bad because this is a fake light. I don't really want to have to use fake lights outside, but desperate times call for desperate measures, right? And this is a desperate time. I'm gonna use 2 of the bike racks because that helps fill in this little side area. And then I have these beautiful trees. I want to get a few of these. Oh, no. Maybe we should do a sign instead of the light because this could be all right. Or, well, maybe there actually could have been both probably. Something like that. Looks like a business. Then I was gonna get these little guys, these little tree cages. Oh, debug is gonna be our best friend with this lot. There is like no way that we can do it otherwise. I've never really done this before, but what if we put a bunch of these little bushes and we kind of lined the front of it like that? Is it weird or is it cool and modern? Maybe a little bit of both, honestly, but that's okay. Okay, I put some more bushes back here. I've got them kind of like asymmetrical back there though, which I think is sort of nice. You know, I've got a lot of ideas for different kinds of things I feel like I could be doing out here, none of which work. I also think I just spent money on this balcony for no reason. I think maybe I shouldn't have done it. Maybe I could put debug fences on top of the balcony instead of paying for a real one, because there are little debug bits. There's like this thing. Oh, that's actually okay. You can't even really tell that it's clipping. That's like a miracle. Oh, thank God. Okay, that's good. I might get some little things like signs somewhere, just so we have something else. Oh, see, there actually is a little debug one of these, but that's not green. I feel like that's not in the spirit of the challenge. I think it has to be green. Do I want columns on all sides? You know, I think not only do I want columns, I think that I need them. It's only 45 bucks each. I'm gonna have 6 of them total. I don't think that's really that bad. I'm putting a couple extra windows on the side, like right there. And then I think I'm actually gonna have no windows on this side. You gotta save money somehow. And this is the way. Let's do a cheap wood floor throughout everything. I have a bathroom door, and then this will be like employees only access door right here. Staircase can just be black. Okay, I'm probably gonna only have 1 light inside of this room because we can't be affording all that. We need to have 1 light per room, okay? Unfortunately, I really want this gravel on the roof, like so bad. That's an extra 200 bucks though, which I probably can't afford. There is green in the businesses and hobbies tile, but I don't think it's really what I would call dark green. I think I'm just gonna use the base game green tile in here. This isn't dark green either, but I think it works like well enough. A lot of the stuff from Spa Day is too blue also, so we stick to this. Okay, I've got doors to both of the bedrooms now. I'm gonna start putting everything in that we need. For example, green single bed. The generation after broccoli is eggplant, so everything is very purple in their kids' rooms. Maybe I should put a tub downstairs. I think I'm gonna decorate this downstairs bathroom real quick. We'll get like some of those bare minimum things together. Some of this stuff is not too bad. Like this palm is only 45 and it's really big, so we could use that. Unfortunately, artwork is mostly too expensive, so I don't know if I can have any of that inside of this bathroom. I would love to have like counters in the bathroom, you know, and have something really nice. I just think that maybe we have to work our way up to that. This is like a starting point for your Sims, and you can add to it as you play. I need to put any wallpaper, just so we have a wallpaper inside, because I don't want to run out of money and not have wallpaper. Maybe I should just go through and really quickly decorate the whole thing. We can do brick behind that wall. This wall comes in a nice dark green if we wanted to use that around. We could do like a simple purple inside of the kids' room. Maybe this nice paneling could be on that back wall. I think some of the walls can just be plain white. Like it doesn't need to be all green all the time everywhere. Okay, so in the kitchen, I don't think I'm gonna use green counters because I think these are too expensive. I'm gonna stick to the cheapest ones and we can add in green elsewhere, especially if we have like, I don't know, something like this is a pretty nice green tone. Cheap green sofa. Let's do cheap green sofa. We'll do cheap table next to cheap green sofa and cheap plant next to cheap table. I'm gonna get a bookshelf in here. They can't have a dining table, but that's fine. They don't need one. We do need a trash can probably in here. And then I think I'm gonna do a trash chute. This feels kind of sneaky, but that's an outdoor trash can. And then you don't have to buy one. We don't need to put like one of these expensive ones in. Okay, I don't like that green. I think I'm gonna use this green. Let's grab a couple of necessities for the small business. Like this thing is the ticket kiosk. We definitely need that so we can charge an entry fee. I think also this is a necessity so that we can sell some of our artwork. I would love to have pottery. We need to have yarn. I think possibly the yarn basket could be nice in our bedroom. I don't know. You also have to max the wellness skill. So I might put a yoga mat in. I could just do this little green yoga mat upstairs on the balcony. Nifty Knitting actually does have some things that come in green, but it's not really shades of green that I want in here. I'm trying to decide about using some of this stuff. That's like truly not green. This is probably more green, but even that's a little bit blue. There's stuff like this that's like $100. They probably need to have an easel. What if I had the whiteboard? The hobby whiteboard is $630, but you can teach classes with that. This is so much worse than I thought it was gonna be. Can I afford this little wall plant literally anywhere? Maybe over here. That's $40, but I think it has some impact. I think that maybe a wardrobe and then a chair inside of our bedroom would be good. I also want to have a mailbox. Ooh, okay, here's a chimney. That could be a nice thing for us to put on the roof. The colors are kind of weird. Oh, it comes in green. Okay, we can use the green swatch of the chimney. Oh, here we go. This could be interesting. I might get rid of the whiteboard just for now. Does this come in green at all? Oh, no, not even really. I would have liked to have had that, but I guess that won't work either. How much does the pottery stuff cost? Oh my god. Oh boy. No. Listen, we are fully committed to this. We are going to make this work no matter what. I love this green chair. This green chair works too. Wouldn't it be nice if we had like back to back? Then I'm out of money because I tried to make it cost under 15K. What if I let myself have 16K? How much farther would that get me? Okay, I've got 2 easels and then 2 of the pottery things. And that's good because then any customers who come in, if they make stuff, I can sell it. So that's actually really good as a starting point for a business like this. It's not the cutest thing ever, but it's functional and it works. I still want a nice little comfy green chair that I can put over here, and I'll put my yarn basket right next to it. And I want like a simple little thing here and maybe a plant on the nightstand. The kid could really benefit from a toy. I feel kind of bad that I don't have any toys in the kids' room. Here, this one's yarny. That can be knitted. Okay, it's very bare bones. Like very, very bare bones. I wonder if this flooring should just be like solid black. Oh, that saves me $40. That's a lot of money. Okay, what happens if I put terrain paint down? I mean, I wouldn't really argue that it looks better. In fact, it looks a lot busier, which in a lot of ways is worse. I wouldn't really argue that it looks better. I think it's better just being solid, honestly. I really wish that I could have like a cute one. That's not in the cards for us. It's too much money. The black floor is bad. It's probably better just being plain. Maybe I just leave it plain. I'm kind of hopeful that I can find some nice little potted plants and things in debug that we can add to make the fronts look a little bit nicer. I need one of these debug lights again. That was businesses and hobbies. Oh, that costs money. Oh my god. Oh, here we go. That took me so much searching to find this light, by the way. I'm kind of embarrassed by how much effort I just put into that. But we can put this same thing up here too. I don't know if that actually lights up at nighttime. Oh, it doesn't. It just looks like I have a light, but I don't actually. I like this thing for plants, but I'm not sure if it's okay on our patio. We could do like a really small section of patio because I don't really have anything that I can put on it. So the smaller it is, the better probably. I'm throwing in some little bits of grass too. Maybe bits of grass and like a little tree in our yard because I can't have anything else. Oh, is that a lighthouse? Oh, that's cool. Okay, we have $238 left. Should I put this with black? That's plain. That black stuff is free, so maybe I will. And then with my $238, what do I want to do? Can I buy any of the businesses and hobbies stands? Because there's like these little small business things. You can sell stuff on that. That's a sales table. So that could be all right as a place to put your pottery for sale. Yeah, there's not really a lot of nice greens. I think that might even be the best that I can do. I'm kind of sad about that. I guess I had just sort of hoped that it would be a little bit nicer than this, but all things considered, this is a really cheap and really playable house. This is a really good starting point for Very Veggie. And this is kind of how I play legacies. Like I would be able to use this and then eventually you can buy upper cabinets. Eventually you can buy more kids furniture. You could extend the house outward one direction. You know, like you can slowly add on to it as you're playing. Maybe you could eventually add an extra bedroom up here and then have like an employee room downstairs also. You know, like there's lots of room to grow with this building. Maybe even adding a 3rd story. But for now, it's like the bare minimum for functionality that you would need when you're first starting to play. And I think that's good, right? Am I just talking in circles to defend myself? I don't know. But you can do the knitting skill, you can do yoga, which you need for the wellness skill. There's space for pottery and painting, so that covers 3 different artistic skills, which you need for the legacy as well. So even if you never owned anything else, you could also finish the generation with just this building. Okay, I'm just gonna put it on the gallery. I'm gonna say it's done. I did my best. Although, well, maybe I could, if I made the whole roof black, we could get like $200 back again. Maybe that's more worth it. So it costs a little bit less money. I think the cheaper it can be, the better. I don't think it looks as good, but it's more functional. It is uploaded. Okay, I feel relieved about that, I think. I finished playing this generation now in my own gameplay, and the house that I had at the end end was like 150,000 simoleons. It kind of looked like this, but imagine just really scaled up both in size and in price. So this is kind of fun to make like a small baby version of it. But like I said, I will link the Very Veggie rules down below and also my stream down below in case you want to come play with us. And on that note, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up right here. Let me know if you want to see me make starter homes for the other generations too. They're not as necessary because by then you'll probably have more money, but it also is just kind of fun to make this kind of thing sometimes. But I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. This is gonna kind of date this video, but I'm recording this right after I finish reacting to the trailer for Adventure Awaits, like the initial trailer. So I'm just in a really good mood. I'm really excited about it right now.